Homemade Korean barbecue sauce. Kale smoothie. No. Korean barbecue. Red bell pepper. Apple. Green onion. Red onion. Garlic. Ginger. Cracked pepper. Soy sauce. Sweetener. Liquid smoke. Pinch of MSG. Some soju. Give it a taste. Oh, that tastes so good. Add your roux.
To the body shamer who implied I shouldn't be proud of myself because we all see that nasty cellulite on my legs, your first mistake, describing cellulite as nasty, which is about as intelligent as calling the hair on my head nasty. I also have crow's feet, circles under my eyes, sunspots on my skin, none of which result from some moral deficiency over which I need to be ashamed. Sadly, can't say the same for you. Your second mistake, implying that I somehow have control over the nasty cellulite when science, a term you may not be adequately familiar with, proves that cellulite comes from a host of different factors, including hormones, aging, genetics, none of which I control. Your third mistake, assuming that all runners should look as thin and dimple-free as the photoshopped cover of a running magazine, when the truth is, no real runner runs to look pretty. The way our legs look means far less to us than the number of finish lines they've powered through. And your final error, picking on a woman who has no problem using her dimply, cellulite-ridden, nasty legs to run through all those finish lines, because all those thousands of miles my nasty legs have carried me through, they prove over and over again, I'm not the type of woman you want to trifle with.
Found out embarrassingly late in life. Some like to blame my intellect, but I choose to blame my Korean parents.
One thing I found out embarrassingly late in my life was that you had to have sex in order to reproduce. And I do blame this on my very church-going Korean parents. They told me that they had children because of God, that God ordained them to have children. And so even though I took sex ed and I was very well versed in the physical act that required reproduction, I thought that that only occurred between two people who didn't go to church and that it didn't apply to my parents. I believed this until I was about 12 years old. I got my period when I was 10 years old. I didn't expect it for a couple more years, and because of that, I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe I'd somehow gotten mud on my clothes. But my grandma, she called me down into the basement, a part of the house I hated because it was dark and scary and dirty. She pulled me into the dimly lit laundry room and showed me the stains on my clothes. She told me it was my job to wash these stains by hand, by myself, in the basement using an ugly bar of soap, a bucket, and a wash paddle. She told me that it was shameful to mix this in with the rest of my laundry, and that because of that, I needed to wash them out in the basement where no one could see me. Fast forward decades later, and here I am, perimenopausal, years before I thought I would be, not really understanding what's going on with my body, relegated to that basement once more, where I'm feeling a little alone, a little ashamed, and a little scared. I wish my grandmother were here so I could tell her, Halmoni, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We are women. We are strong. We are women. We are fierce because we have to be, and remind myself that these things are true as I walk out of that stupid basement.
So I've been reading this book lately, and the author includes recipes of the dishes she talks about in the book. Spaghetti con pesto alla trapanese. I feel so Italiano. One tomato, cut it up into chunks. I have lots of shallots in my house. It's not in the recipe, and I'm not going to put it in the pesto, but I will use it in the pasta I make with the pesto. I don't take no-no with mine. I have no idea how the nonas of the world used to do this, but I am not doing this without a food processor. Raw almond, garlic. Pour in some olive oil. You get this really creamy paste. Basil. Add some salt. Dude, that is amazing. While my pasta's cooking, I'm going to just cook up the shallots. It's so good. I'm going to eat the rest of my pasta now.
I learned 3 lessons from my dog, Rudy. First, you will never really know how much you love something until you realize you can't ever hold it in your arms again. Second, regret can coexist with love.
You will wish you could have done more, done better. But that doesn't mean you didn't love them the best that you could. And third, the most important thing in life is to love. Love your family, love your partner, love your neighbor, love your dog. All the other stuff. Some of it might be important, but none is as important as trying your best to show up for those you love day in and day out, even when life gets so hard and so unfair, you don't know if you're going to make it. It's that feeling you have inside you when you love someone. That's how I know that even if I never feel his weight in my arms again, Rudy still lives. Is it ever okay to comment upon someone's body size? Between the time when I started college and when I made partner at the law firm, I gained over 60 pounds, and many people commented on my weight gain. And once, one of my aunts greeted me at the front door with, "Oh my God, Sanyang, when did you get so fat?" That was horrible, but I went on a diet and I lost a lot of weight after that. My uncle commented, "Sanyang, good job on losing all the weight. You look great." Now at the time, I remember feeling so proud of myself, even though I knew that the things I did to earn that compliment were really unhealthy and toxic. A few months later, I gained all the weight back and then some. And you know which comment I thought about the most? Not the one from my aunt, the compliment from my uncle, because even though he meant well, it made me wonder that if he thought my smaller body was good, what did he think when I wasn't able to keep it? I was so ashamed. I hated going to family gatherings because I knew that everyone was looking at me, at my body, and the weight of their eyes was more than I could bear. After that, I stopped commenting on people's body size and instead said things like, "You look strong," or "I love your hair," or a simple, "You look great." What do you think?
Rock hard bread. Don't ever trust anyone who tells you not to eat bread. Money shot, money shot, money shot. Red onion, cold water, vinegar. Bowl, tomato grater. Save this. Tomato puree, garlic. Rock hard bread. Oh. Use a knife with a serrated edge so you don't hurt yourself. Cucumber. Everybody's doing it. We're going to do it too. All right, what else are we going to add to this salad? Peach. Oh. Just get rid of the brown part. You don't need to eat it. Our red onions, some salt, cracked black pepper, olive oil. Don't tell me that doesn't look good. Corn, basil, dried Italian herbs. This is what it looks like right now. Take the top. Oh my God. Mostly what's happened is the bread is soaked up. Oh, garlicky, delicious tomato juice. I honestly can't even tear myself away to get a bowl. Money shot, money shot, money shot. And remember, don't ever trust anyone who tells you you can't eat bread. This is a salad, by the way. When I die, let my tombstone read, "I'll have a side of fries with that." Thank you for joining me for another episode of Perimenopausal Cooking. We're gonna make French fries today to award myself for getting out of bed. Biggest beef with making French fries at home is that it never tastes the way that it does at a restaurant. I don't peel my potatoes because Fiber Fix It. Cut my potato into fry-like shape, cold water, salt. Somebody should throw me into a bath cold, salty water. Draw out some of the excess liquid in me. I'm going to give you a peek at my refrigerator. Feel free to judge me. 4 hours. It's been 4 hours. My hair is less crimpy. The word of the day is dry, which is actually very relevant to my life right now. And then for some reason that remains a mystery to me. Even though we did so much work to remove all the excess starch, we're actually going to add back some starch. This is sweet white rice flour. You can also use cornstarch or potato starch. A little bit of salt. This is how they do it on the Bear. Your fries are going to be crispier if you use used oil, not brand new oil. Fries are going to look like they need a suntan, but don't worry. We'll make a quick dressing. Butter, pre-minced garlic because I'm perimenopausal, scallion green, a little bit of olive oil, double fry. They go in looking like they spent the entire winter in Chicago. They come out looking like they summered in Sardinia. A little bit of that dressing, which technically transforms these fries into a salad because I am Korean and perimenopausal. Okay. Oh, these might be the best fries I've ever had. Oh my God.